It's day 2 of PWNED at Gamescom. Coming up, FIFA Street, The Sims 3 Pets, EA Sports President Andrew Wilson, Dragon Age 2 Legacy, and Battlefield 3. First up, a little chat with Michael Gamble, Associate Producer of Mass Effect 3. Mike, I saw the squad leader trailer at the EA press conference yesterday. Looked pretty special.
Yeah, it's an amazing piece. That features our Atlas. It's the Cerberus heavy mech. It's basically the example of what Cerberus is bringing into the game. So it shows your squad basically fighting the mech, doing different flanking moves. It's definitely something to be feared in the game as well.
Yeah, it was definitely causing Commander Shepard a bit of problems there.
Absolutely. In the main game as well, you'll be able to actually snipe the pilot out of the Atlas and pilot that for yourself, and then basically use it against the squad members. So.
And I saw some close-up action with the Omniblade there as well.
Yeah. So the Omniblade is kind of the newest addition to the melee heavy-hitting attack that Shepard has. So each of the classes in Mass Effect 3 have a different take on the Omniblade. We'll be showing the Engineer, the Sentinel, and the Soldier here at Gamescom. And the Omniblade is designed to drop enemies really quickly. It's really visceral and really hard-hitting.
So Mike, it's fair to say this game is pretty big.
Absolutely. So this is the main event. This is the foreshadowing of the Reaper War that's happened in the last 2 games is basically come to a front here. And this is where you take them on, and all the choices that you've made in the previous games will basically play a part in this. But at the same time, people who want to join in for the first time in Mass Effect Trilogy, this is a great place to do it because it is the beginning of the war. So it's what we've been basically building to.
And in Mass Effect 2, I got quite attached to my characters, and in the suicide mission, I was really worried that they were in danger. You've upped the emotion in this game quite a lot, I hear, as well.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of moments in the game where those decisions and those, perhaps even deaths that have happened in the previous games will have huge emotional impacts on the outcome of the story.
So you've got plenty more to announce, but is there one moment in the game that you just can't wait to tell people and you're itching to tell them?
Yeah, actually there's 3 or 4 amazing moments and super features in the game that we're really excited to announce, but it'll just have to take its time to do it.
Do you find that frustrating? Does it drive you nuts that you can't tell people?
Oh, it drives me absolutely crazy. There's so much to talk about, but we can't.
And before I let you get on and show people stuff in the BCD room, nice mug, N7 mug, check this out. Where can I get one?
Probably actually bounce back over there and get one.
Do you reckon I can sneak one in my bag?
You can, definitely.
Shepard's just a commander. I got an interview with the president of EA Sports. So Andrew, you've been in the job a couple of weeks now. Quiet time for you. Convention, Christmas coming up, new game titles.
Yeah, nothing going on at all. Absolutely nothing.
In fact, it's boring.
Yeah, clearly boring. No, it's been a very, very busy couple of weeks. But we've had a great show. The products are showing great. We had a great event yesterday. FIFA looks spectacular. SSX is amazing. Street is back. It's a pretty good time to be in EA Sports right now.
You've worked your way up through the ranks of EA. For anyone that doesn't know who you are, what's your history in EA?
I started at EA in Australia. We had a little studio down there about 11 years ago. I worked on a surfing game that got killed. I worked on rugby and cricket games. I did some time on FIFA Manager. But probably the biggest thing I did with the company was I had the great fortune of leading the team for the FIFA rewrite that started back in 06 for 07 and through that journey. And then, they gave me a shot at running development for the label, and now they give me a shot at running the label. So clearly, if you hang around long enough, good things happen.
They certainly do. Now, obviously, all the games are your babies, but which sports game is your favourite?
Well, that's like a Sophie's Choice type of thing, isn't it? I'm not really supposed to say, am I?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, what are you into?
In all honesty, I'm playing them all. But FIFA, given that, I gave blood, sweat and tears on that franchise, is probably the one that if I had to choose, would be right there next to my heart.
Games such as Battlefield 3 are using things like AMP technology from FIFA. Does that give you a sense of pride as president of EA Sports?
It does. I mean, if you've seen Battlefield, it is an amazing game. And to know that, a little piece of what we did for FIFA is in that product, that's pretty cool. And I expect in the future, we're going to start bringing some stuff from Battlefield back to our products as well.
Now, I know it may sound a bit inappropriate, but you being president of EA Sports, surely I can take this home, can't I?
Clearly. I mean, it's not mine.
Andrew Wilson there. Now yesterday at the press conference he announced FIFA Street, and earlier today I got to chat to Gary Patterson about that newly announced title, Back of the Net, quite literally. Gary, we've seen FIFA Street before, but this is a reboot of the franchise, isn't it?
Yeah, I think for maybe the 3 main points for us is this is the first time the game will be developed by the EA Sports Football Group. So myself, I'm from FIFA, the lead animator, lead AI engineer, the lead Animation SE, they're all from FIFA, they're all got FIFA experience. So I think that's the first thing for us. It's the first time that the football group have developed it. But more than that, it's the first time it's been based on a FIFA gameplay engine, and obviously we've got some great technology on FIFA 12.
So you've got AMP technology and the player impact engine, and all of that has been brought over to FIFA Street.
That's right, yeah. So we've got a great foundation there, but as you'll see, we have built on top of that. We've got some new dribbling mechanics, lots of tricks, lots of wall play mechanics. We've got some great new stuff.
Now, FIFA Street is obviously a different type of football. There's one goal, there's less players. How does that mechanic work?
Yeah, well, I think the smaller pitch means we've got to focus on the 1v1. If you ever watch street football, it's all about the 1v1. It's all about showboating. It's all about flair. It's all about humiliating your defender. So we've put some dribbling mechanics in there, some street ball control mechanics in there, so that you can get yourself in a one-on-one position more often.
And it also looks a lot less over the top than, say, the older FIFA Street. It's a lot less NBA Jam this time. Yeah,
so we feel like, if you've ever gone onto YouTube and looked at street football videos, street football is a fantastical sport as it is. There's no need for us to exaggerate that.
And what type of players have you got in here? Have you got the whole roster you'd see in FIFA, or is it the main big boys, as it were?
So that was always a challenge for us. There are people out there who think that, Manchester United and all those types of teams, the real teams, real club teams, don't really have a place in street football because that's not authentic. So we've built a game, and we'll talk more about this in a couple of months, but we've built a game where those licensed teams are in the game, but they're not as prominent as they were before.
So you're expecting fans of street football that might have a kick around in their local park saying, put my local park in the game?
Well, it's something that I guess we kind of anticipated. And so the variety of the environments we have tried to cater to as many things as we can. There's parking lots, there's gyms, there's caged environments that are very popular in the UK. There's tented environments, maybe the futsal is very popular in mainland Europe. So we've tried to cater for everyone. So hopefully, even though their actual environment in this game, there's something that's very similar.
One of the places you can't play street football in the game is in and around the mythical town of Kirkwall. And that's about the best segue we had to offer between FIFA Street and Dragon Age 2 Legacy. Fernando, Dragon Age 2 Legacy has been out for almost a month now. What's the reaction been?
Really, really good. I mean, one of the things that we were really hoping for is that fans enjoyed the direction that we were taking it. We certainly received a lot of feedback at the end of Dragon Age 2 with the launch. We've certainly been trying to listen to that feedback. Legacy was one step within as far as what we can produce with the DLC. And the feedback has been phenomenal. People really enjoyed it. They thought that what we did to combat was a lot better. They really loved the fact that Hawk's story continues, all new areas, all those kinds of things.
For anyone that hasn't downloaded the DLC, can you just explain what the story is in this one?
Yeah, so you're going to be able to dive a lot deeper into Hawk's background. So particularly the story of the father that we didn't really touch on very much in Dragon Age 2. You're going to find out a lot more about the family, sort of what skeletons are in that closet.
And I believe there's a new item pack on the way?
So this is going to be our second item pack for each of the classes, for mage, warriors, and rogues. Some fantastic new gear to make your Hawk and followers look fantastic, and some cool items in there for you. And certainly the first one did really, really well. It's not for everybody, but for a lot of people that love to kind of dress up Hawk and make him or her look really cool, there's a fantastic new set of stuff coming out next week.
Moving on from RPGs to isn't that cute? It's time to talk about the Sims 3 pets with senior designer Aaron Connors. So Aaron, Sims gamers have probably been requesting pets for a long time, and they're almost finally here.
Yes, pets is the most requested feature for The Sims, and we have delivered it in a brand new way this time around.
So what's new in this game that we haven't seen before?
The biggest thing is that you actually have your pets as Sims, and so they have needs and wishes. They can have jobs. Dog can be in law enforcement. They can help out with the firefighting, and that income that they earn goes right into your household.
So you've got standard pets like dogs and cats. Have you got any exotic pets?
On the PC, we have a whole variety of pets, including horses. We even have unicorns on the PC.
And I believe Death has a horse as well?
Yes, Death has a horse.
And there's another new feature in there as well that we haven't seen in Sims at all.
Yes, on the console we have what's called the Mystery Journal. The Mystery Journal is a way for people to help explore the game and to have lots of little objectives to accomplish. It's more for the achievement-based player. For example, cats can hunt out ghosts and capture them. That's kind of one of the things that is a recurring theme throughout the game, is the supernatural element. Dogs obviously can dig, hunt, and so on, so they help you to solve those mysteries.
So in real life people like to breed their pets. Can you do that in The Sims as well?
You can woohoo between your pet Sims as well, and so depending on what the breeds are, the puppy that they create will have the shared traits of the parents.
So what sort of hybrid pets can we see?
Well, we will have a special limited edition where we have some really funky pets, which are combinations of other animals. So we have like a skunk cat, we have a tiger dog, some other surprising things that will be available for download.
I've seen a clownfish as well with an actual red nose.
Yes, clownfish taste funny.
See what you did there? From pets to jets. Earlier on I got to speak to Patrick Liu, co-producer of Battlefield 3, and this is what he had to say for himself. Why did you decide to include co-op in Battlefield 3?
I think that when we released Onslaught with Bad Company 2, we saw it was very popular, and Battlefield has always been a social game, so we figured that people would probably like co-op, and I think it's a great addition to the franchise.
So Patrick Soderlund and Carl Magnus Trudson demoed the co-op yesterday. Are we seeing the same map on Gamescom show floor, or is it something different we're going to see?
Yeah, we're actually going to show the same map, but you only saw the beginning of it on the press conference, so we're going to show the whole map, so you can play everything with the stealth part, a lot of action, and then ending with a big epic thing.
It does sound very, very exciting. Can you just tell me, because co-op is a different mode for you guys, have you got different weapons and different gadgets in there? Are there different ways to play the game?
We're more or less translating what we have in multiplayer and taking on to co-op. So basically you can have access to all that stuff, but you play with a friend instead, and you actually can unlock weapons that's co-op specific that you can bring back to multiplayer.
Do you think that it also delivers more of a storyline feel, but the multiplayer element?
Yeah, definitely. It's a mix of both, because we're bringing the grinding and the points and stuff like that from multiplayer, but we were bringing the storyline and the campaign from single player. So it's not the same story as single player. It is a different story, but it's tied to what happens in single player.
We saw tanks in the demo. Are there going to be other vehicles in there as well?
You will be able to drive different kinds of vehicles. You will be able to fly. I won't say exactly what you're going to fly.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, you're going to drive ground vehicles. There are a lot of sneaky missions. There are a lot of action-filled missions. So you're going to do the whole thing. We found specific elements where you only can do as a team of 2 people, like tandem shots, killing 2 enemies at the same time, not to trigger the alarm. Helping each other out, one spotting, one shooting, and so on. And that stuff doesn't suit very well to multiplayer, but it suits perfectly for co-op.
We've seen 2-player co-op in other similar games. What makes this different?
I think it's the Battlefield formula. We bring you the whole scale of the maps, the destruction, and Frostbite 2. The power of Frostbite 2 is unique by itself, and I think people are going to love it.
Well, that's it for our second show at Gamescom. Join us tomorrow for SSX, Star Wars The Old Republic, the inside track on Need for Speed The Run, and more. Isn't that right?
Ist halt komisch, holt mal einer die Security.
Exactly.